Now with our panel, national political reporter for The Atlantic, Molly Ball, former chief speechwriter to President Obama, Jon Favreau, and editor of the Weekly Standard, William Kristol. Molly, you wrote an interesting column about give the Tea Party credit. They are doing, through activism, what people want to accomplish, and that any activist group should want to accomplish.
Well, I wrote this because a couple reasons. First of all, I think there's been a lot of, it's Ted Cruz who's pushing everybody in this direction, or it's just Michelle Bachmann and her 29 friends. This is coming from the grassroots. This is coming from the Tea Party grassroots, and they have a political organization that's very effective. It's tactical. They know where the pressure points are, and they know how to push them, and that's what we saw them do during the August recess. Let's not forget, everyone said this couldn't be done before the August recess, that this defund Obamacare idea was going nowhere. Now, of course, it's still gone nowhere.
Yeah, it's still going nowhere.
But it has shut down the government, right? You got it. And that's a partial victory for them. And I think that's part of the reason that they're not giving up now, is because they feel like they have already overcome the naysayers and come this far. That's why they still believe they can go all the way.
John, you're familiar with having worked for the Obama campaign with getting the grassroots excited about a cause, no matter what the establishment wants them to do. The establishment was, at one point, Hillary Clinton. What do you think?
No, I mean, I certainly give them credit for achieving something, but it remains true that they're way out of line with the public on this. The public does not want to shut the government down, and the public does not want to defund Obamacare. So to the extent that Republicans align themselves with the Tea Party's aims, which the entire party has done at this point, they risk being extremely out of step with the general public.
Bill, I've heard from a lot of Republicans off the record, as I'm sure you have. They don't want this to be going on. They don't want the debt ceiling thing to be going on either. Do they want to defund Obamacare? Absolutely. But they don't like this. What are you hearing? You have better Republican sources than I do.
A lot of those Republicans are the same Republicans who thought Mitt Romney ran a brilliant campaign and you don't need to actually fight, and every fight you get into is going to be a replay of 1996 where Republicans lost. I think, to pick up on what Molly said, I think what's really encouraged, for all the grumbling, the reason the Republicans have hung tough, have stood pat, and are going to continue passing these small pieces of legislation funding parts of the government, is that everyone a week ago, everyone said, disaster for the Republican stock market will probably crash, the country will be up in arms, the polls will be skewing wildly against the Republicans, every Republican congressman is going to be under intense pressure at home. That is just not what's happening. I'm not saying this is a brilliant strategy. I'm not saying I would have quite recommended going this way. But honestly, empirically, right now, the Republicans feel that they're much better off than they were a week ago. And they have created problems for the Democrats. These small funding bills that they're passing, it's not so easy for Senator Reid to explain why you shouldn't fund NIH because he would like to fund everything all at once. The administration also has made some mistakes, don't you think, with the closing down the World War II Memorial. Now they're not going to show the football games and the baseball games this weekend on Armed Forces Network. You know, they're trying to make a point by showing how tough this shutdown is, but it makes the Obama administration seem a little petty, I think.
John?
I mean, when you shut down the government, when Republicans choose to shut down the government shuts down. And the World War II Memorial shuts down. And look, I mean,
World War II, you've been to the World War II Memorial, right?
Yeah.
What's to shut down? It is open. It is on the mall. They had to build a fence. Do you think that was the right thing to do? To build a fence to keep people out of it? It's a 24-hour open space.
When you don't have security guards down there, when no one's picking up the trash, when no one's, when there's no bathrooms, I mean, you
can't let elderly World War II vets go to the memorial because
which we did.
Because
we
let
them
security
go. Here's the thing: in '95 and '96, when there was a shutdown, everyone's like, "Oh, they didn't shut down open-air memorials then." There are pictures of the Lincoln Memorial with barriers up over the Lincoln Memorial in 1995 and 1996. This happened before, and yet for some reason we have Republicans now being like, "Oh, this never happened when Clinton was president. There was a shutdown."
Bill
Of course
Clinton
it did.
signed legislation.
When you shut down the government
Clinton
shuts
signed
down.
legislation during the shutdown. He didn't take the position of President Obama that I'm not talking to anyone.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, honestly, that President Obama is in the White House and not President Clinton, who I think would be outmaneuvering the Republicans at this moment. And luckily, it's the B team of the Obama administration. If people like Favreau and Axelrod and Gibbs and Emanuel were there, I'd be a little more nervous. But now they're dealing with the successors, and they're just not. John, why don't you tell us what do you think?
It's the White House team, or do you think that it's a feistier House Republican caucus?
Well, it's both, but now it's a fight. I mean, Senator Reid has been very tough in holding the Senate Democrats, and I think just as a matter of news, the thing to watch for the next 2, 3, 4 days is can he hold Senate Democrats refusing to vote on these small bills that the House Republicans are passing? It is a tough thing to explain, I think, why they're not bringing up these mini funding bills.
I just don't see how we're going to let House Republicans decide which parts of the government we fund and which we don't fund. So we're going to restore veterans funding, but then women and infants and children on nutrition, we're just going to say no to them.
No, they're passing that this afternoon, if I could just say.
So then, okay, so then what about the Head Start?
So are we stuff they're passing?
What's that?
The WIC stuff they're passing for
women
the
and children this afternoon. I think they're going to do government
Molly, do
employees.
you-
Look, it's not a way to govern ultimately, is it? But for a week, would it be better to have WIC, the Women, Infant, and Children program, functioning or not?
We want to have the entire government open because we don't want to have piecemeal programs funded and then have 300,000 kids on Head Start have nowhere to go. I mean, like, the Republicans shut the government down. The government shuts down when that happens. They can open it up right now if Boehner held a vote, and that remains true. That's the
I want to, Molly, where do you see this going next?
Well, look, I think the conversation we just heard, if I can get a little meta, part of the reason that Republicans are, the only play Republicans have right now is to try to change the politics of this. And that's why you have some of the stuff that Bill is talking about, trying to turn around the politics of this, because that's the only play they have. They don't have a way out. They don't
make
have a
it like
strategy
the Democrats don't want to fund
actually
NIH.
get out
Yeah.
of this situation. This is the best they can hope for. At the same time, I think the Democrats have lost a bit of leverage now that Republicans have already taken the punishment. Republicans are, you hear some, even the moderate Republicans on the Hill now saying, well, the shutdown has happened. It can't get any worse for us than this. So now we've got to stand strong, because if we cave now, what was the point? We didn't stop the pain from happening.
We only have about a minute left. I'll give you each 30. How does this end?
I mean, I think that how this could end is the Republicans, John Boehner holding a vote so the government opens and we raise the debt ceiling like that we should be doing. And then the president.
That's the unicorn
That's the
answer.
unicorn. But the president has always been willing to negotiate around the budget, right? He's willing to talk about tax reform, entitlement reform, and we can negotiate with the Republicans on all those issues, just not with a threat of a shutdown or economic destruction.
Bill?
Republicans, I think Molly's right. Republicans keep playing the hand they're playing right now, because to panic would be much worse. And then it morphs into a debt ceiling negotiation next week, which has to happen anyway, and which has to be a negotiation. Because guess what? Harry Reid does not have 54 Democratic votes in the Senate to lift the debt ceiling, so it has to be negotiated between the two parties.